Hey doing everybody, welcome back to another episode of Wicked New England. You see some different faces here among us. This is my brother Steve. Hey, equally asshole level, okay? It's the same thing, okay? It's just
less weird.
Sort of like twins. But I'm still the cooler one, okay?
I don't know about that.
I know, okay? Anyway, I'm joined with just Joker, as always. We have Adam, no longer a pledge. Okay? Anthony never was a pledge. He's an OG like me. You can't say that.
It's okay. I'm fairly new to knowing you, so it's only been almost a year.
Many more beatings to come, don't worry.
Yes.
All right, so tonight we're going to talk about Clown Panic. What is it? What happened? What was it all about? And, just what do we think about it? So I'm going to let Anthony take this one because he's the only one that's prepared with notes. So he's got the source material.
And, of course, I left my glasses in the car. Oh, well. Well, Clown Panic, no thanks. Well, it's interesting. 2016, apparently, clowns were the craze. Everybody remembers seeing the YouTube videos. You might still remember recall the videos of clowns scaring the crap out of people on YouTube videos.
Bunch of freaking nuts dressed up as clowns, running amok,
But
he's probably one of them.
people.
As far as like a scope for the timeline for this aspect, it pretty much goes back to about 2013 out in Northampton, England, where a couple of filmmakers in October of 2013 got together to create a Northampton clown. They created a Facebook page.
Oh, it's a movie. There's a documentary about it. It's actually a horror movie. Like, basically, in the documentary anyway, you could pay this clown to come to your house and scare the shit out of your kids when they were being bad. It's actually pretty dope. I recommend you watch the documentary if you can find it, because it's actually fun.
No, I don't recall seeing that. But
yeah.
It's all
sounds
good.
like an ICP song.
Yeah, it's on the...
Yeah, right?
it's a found footage movie. Yeah, it's good.
Then in March of 2014, Matteo Maroni, owner of YouTube channel DM Pranks, started dressing up as an evil clown to terrorize unsuspecting passerbys.
I'll drop that link in the description too if you want to go back and watch some of that.
He racked up hundreds of millions of views doing so. So it became a lot of sightings. So furthermore, in 2014, October of 2014, we also got Wasco Clown from Wasco, California.
You little Wasco.
Photos appearing on social media. Again, another clown sighting. Segments. A documentary, 2014 documentary called Killer Legends. There was a segment of why are our clowns scary? And that's where filmmakers went to Chicago, explored previous clown panics, mouthful of words, that swept the city from 1991 and again in 2008. So as far as what you were saying prior to all of this, of there's something being before, definitely. This is also all linked around the Chicago area, around John Wayne Gacy.
Makes sense.
So there is the stranger danger aspect of all this.
Don't get into a panel van with clowns, kid. Don't do it.
And
the bug?
I was just going to say that. What about the clown car? Like, you need...
As long as Dirty Mike and the boys aren't in the back seat.
What about... I mean, Dirty Mike is great.
Yeah, no.
Also in 2014, there were also sightings in Staten Island, New York.
It's kind of actually weird because you wouldn't think, like, rich area people, like, Staten Island's
depending on the location.
But you know what? It's kind of like the perfect area that kind of really... Especially if it's
then again,
people from outside.
Yuppies probably don't fight back. That could
exactly.
Be too. I could see that.
Also in July of 2014 in Chicago, again, two residents spotted a creepy clown scaling the gate at Rose Hill Cemetery at night. The clowns basically got to the top, turned around, waved to the camera, and then hopped into the cemetery. Freaky. Police showed up, couldn't find anything going on.
See, I think they were just out for a good time on a Friday night.
Yeah.
It could be wrong.
That very well could be the case.
I think I've done some stranger things. I mean, we've done some stranger things trying to get into places, trying to investigate. All right, we probably look a little,
A little sketchy.
a little sketchy, suspicious. You know what I mean?
And now we're fast forwarding to the time at hand of 2016. In August of 2016, clown pandemonium began in Green Bay, Wisconsin. According to the New York Times, reports began to surface of clown sightings in Greenville County in South Carolina in late of that month. Greenville County had the attempts to lure children into the woods. There was also a sighting in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, offering treats to children. The clowns fled when the police arrived. They were also had pitches.
Suspicious.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If they stayed when the cops arrived, less suspicious.
Yeah.
If they bolted, that's suspicious.
It just things to make you think about and understand why this panic really kind of exploded.
Have you ever had the urge to dress up as a clown and just run around?
I remember dressing up as a clown for a kid when I was a child for trick-or-treating on Halloween.
I can't say that ever made my trick-or-treat list, like being a clown.
Well,
I'm not afraid of clowns by no
it
means,
wasn't
Listen, when I'm not around you,
It was an easy
I dress up as a clown
costume.
every night.
when you were a kid, and it's not like I really got the option.
Although when I lived in Florida, there was this guy who got caught by the cops. He would dress up as a werewolf and run around the Target parking lot on full moons
That's actually
and like harass the customers, grab onto their carts and stuff, and like howl. Yeah,
It's pretty
He got
great.
arrested like 3 times. He did it like 3 months in a row.
it's
Florida
pretty
man.
great.
Freaking wackadoo. Yeah.
There are also photos that
John also does that in his spare time.
I thought so,
He just doesn't need the
but I
mask.
thought he actually transforms.
there are also
John, you're not here,
Kidding,
so we got to
John.
make fun of you. So
Sorry, John. There are also reports of clowns roaming around in vacant parking lots under a bridge in downtown Green Bay, which is kind of strange. But these videos and photos ended up going viral on the 1st of August in 2016.
2006. Wow. I didn't know about that year.
Such an asshole.
It's a rough day for everybody.
Friday.
Anyway, a Facebook page created shortly after claiming that the clown was named Gags. Now, this was from Wisconsin filmmaker that announced that there was it was a marketing stunt for an unreleased short film titled Gags. The film ended up premiering in 2018 and was released on VOD platforms in September of 2019. Now, I don't know about you, but Gags the Clown kind of is just a strange name. Can be
Oh yeah, I
taken.
hesitate to think how he got it.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that. It could be a gag, as in a joke.
As in a
It
joke.
could be, but
It
my
could
mind
be.
just goes there.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yep.
I
I don't know why I was surprised.
There are many
You
other
know, you're better
incidents
than any
across
of
the
us.
United
This
States.
is true. This is true.
There are many other incidents across the United States at the end of August of 2016. In early October of 2016, further incidents were reported in Canada, the United Kingdom, and Australia. British communities were described as horrified and pressured the law enforcement there to actually try to do something about that. They wanted this whole clown
A
pandemonium to stop.
well-placed baton can solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, well, I'll get to that.
Pepper spray,
I will get to something similar to that.
taser.
CS gas.
In Reading, Pennsylvania, a 16-year-old boy was fatally stabbed during an incident that could have been provoked by a prowler wearing a clown mask. So there were.
Now, was that on Halloween or just a random night?
There's nothing that's actually saying for the date of that, and
Gotcha.
I did not actually look it up.
No, that's all right.
There were a lot of sightings that resulted in 12 different arrests across the United States. The charges were everything from sightings, and the sightings were including of making false reports, or the arrests were reported as making false reports, threats, as well as chasing people. So harassment, definitely. Not to mention just the fear factor. You got somebody hiding behind a mask and you don't know what the hell they're gonna do.
Yeah. I know during that time, like during around 2016, 17, that was, I know Dartmouth at one time had an issue with that because I remember them having it posted all over Facebook.
Things were actually that bad though. In October of 2016, McDonald's decided that Ronald McDonald would keep a lower profile. So they didn't do too much advertisement for
That
McDonald's
makes
featuring Ronald McDonald.
That's why he's disappeared.
He's on the
This,
That was the emergence of Grimace. Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
they brought his comeback. That's what it was.
Yep.
That's probably it. I don't know.
the Killer
It could be,
Clowns.
though.
They did bring Grimace back though for a while.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
The Killer Clown craze was linked to a significant increase in sales of clown suits as well as masks, especially around the Glasgow, Scotland area. During Halloween, some Floridians decided to go armed while trick-or-treating.
Is it you?
No, but I mean, I can understand the sentiment. Protect your kids, right?
There were also additional warnings on the 12th of
Friendly
October. There were also additional warnings on the 12th of October. The Russian embassy in London sent out a warning to Russian as well as British citizens because of the clown scare. So this is definitely blown up pretty big, and we haven't even gotten to Halloween yet.
Law enforcement is not clowning around with you clowns. Okay?
And
Then
the
we get the
13th,
joke.
This is where you insert that clip from Killer Clowns.
Right.
yeah. On the 13th of October, Fijian police warned people against involvement of these events. So it's scary because for the Halloween month, costumes were actually being drawn and banned in a lot of stores. Everything from Target, your Halloween stores, anything that sold Halloween costumes, they were all pretty much getting banned.
I just want to know one thing. Were any juggalos or juggalettes harmed in the making of these videos?
I have no idea. I know some of the videos were kind of vicious and scary.
People
Everything
want to
had
blame
fa-
the ICP fans. It's not
Everything-
their fault.
Listen, we have any followers, I'm sure we could.
I
I've seen
love ICP.
I've seen some of the vicious videos of these clown panic aspects where it's seriously looking like one of the killer clowns from outer space aspect
Yes.
almost.
Yes.
And they're smashing something that looks like that just explodes, almost like somebody just crushed your skull or something. And they do it with like fake bodies and whatnot to scare people walking through a door. All of a sudden, the clown would just turn around, drop the hammer, or just start walking at them with the big mallet or whatever the hell they use to do it. And it would really freak people out. I mean, if you walk through a door and you see something kind of traumatic that looks like somebody just got their heads crushed, what are you going to do?
Fight back.
Good luck.
Probably go down swinging, but you gotta fight back.
On the 25th of October, news outlets had reported alleged clown initiated purge or attack. That's exactly where this is going. On Halloween Eve of that year, they were predicting that there was going to be some sort of
Devil's
clown
Night.
attack. Yeah, exactly. No widespread purge attacks happened. A family from Florida, however, was attacked on the 31st by a group of approximately 20 people
Why is it always
in a
gotta
clown
be Florida?
mask.
Do you want
Because
the answer to
surprisingly,
that?
Massachusetts is smart.
The masks,
Whoa.
the mask styles of that attack, though, were more of from the Purge movie. So I can kind of see how the news media, I think, might have
Twists.
instigated.
Just a little bit.
I think the news media kind of instigated a little bit of that too by how they were saying it was Purge related. They're gonna have a big attack, and
I'm
this
gonna
and
go
that.
out in an Adam mask. And I'm gonna...
Now, however, one of the
We're
last
supposed to
things
know
that I'm
those
going to
were
touch
out.
base on for this is the hunts. Pennsylvania State University and Michigan State University were involved in mob searches for the clowns on campuses after reported sightings. So this was actually escalating where these mobs, if they saw anybody dressed in a clown, they were probably
that's
going to kill them.
Torches.
That's how you get
It's not a clown, it's just a ginger.
So with all of that said, I apologize if I
It's all right. We only
lingered
have, like,
on a little bit
one
too
Reddit
long.
fan. It's okay.
But I mean, after all that said and done, what are your thoughts of this whole 2016 clown?
Everybody
Pandemonium.
loves a clown, so why don't you? No, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't condone senseless violence like that. Like, I'm all for doing dumb shit. You know, what I mean, climbing stuff, breaking stuff, whatever. I mean, that's all good fun. But yeah, smacking people around, hurting people, killing people, that's
Yeah.
not my idea of fun. That's not a good
I
time.
mean,
it's
my-
a bit too much in the wrong direction.
Definitely for
But-
me. Definitely for me. I mean, it's definitely one of those of. I remember it happening like in this area, and them just kind of a lot of the ones in this area they just showed up on the side of the road, would wave, and then next thing you know they disappear. And I know there was, like I said, Dartmouth at one time. Down police
Well,
had a big.
investigation regarding something about that. I vaguely remember something about that.
Off of the way.
Hold on, single red balloon.
Yeah. I'm surprised we haven't seen that.
What the
Well,
red
that-
balloons? You know, there
Yeah.
was some around Halloween.
The initial one in
In our
Northampton, England, the clown that they had out there was actually based off of Pennywise from Stephen King.
There you go.
So that's kind of where it started. It kind of started also for the whole 2016 aspect in Green Bay. So yeah, it's interesting reading into this and seeing about it, and it's just amazing of how much this affected everybody around the world. We're talking different continents.
I mean, Terrifier was premiered at a festival that year in October. I wonder if that's what got it picked up for like its full motion picture. Like, if that added into it.
I have no idea.
Yeah, so that found footage horror movie too I was talking about, so it's called Behind the Sightings. That's the actual documentary.
What year did that come out?
2021. So
All right.
the movie's relatively recent.
And it's
But
that's
it's a
more
found
horror.
footage style film that's
Okay.
about that clown. And basically, like I said, people could call him and rent him. He'd come scare the shit out of your kids. But then he started like escalating it, kind of, at least in the movie. But it's loosely based around this guy. But they created a website for the clown. They, hotline, all that stuff.
And also, I guess to end this, there is actually a fear of clowns. Coulrophobia, if I'm pronouncing that right. And that is actually the fear of clowns. So there is a legitimate fear. I actually know somebody that is afraid of clowns. And
I don't. I know a lot of people who like wigged out by clowns. Like they maybe like walk on the other side of the aisle at the fair or something like that. But never actually met somebody who was legitimately like.
Yeah, no.
I know somebody that is like that. So, I mean, no watching it, no watching Terrifier.
Poltergeist probably screwed them up when they were a little kid.
Maybe, I have no idea. But who knows?
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And in
Good
speaking
one.
of
Can't
phobias,
sleep. Clown will eat me.
and speaking of phobias, I guess that's a good segue to what our next video will be for next week.
Yeah, so coming up on the next episode, folks, might not be next Wednesday, but the next podcast that airs. So, because we are going to try doing some live Phasmophobia sessions with the group as well on Wednesday night, so that'll supplement some of the Wednesday videos here. We'll be doing some ghost hunting in the game. And, we'll see
And
how
we
that
are
goes.
also apologizing for the lack of videos that we've been putting out.
I blame John. It's not really his fault, but I'm going to blame John anyway because he's not here.
Yeah, exactly. That's how
Perfect
we do
scapegoat.
this.
Exactly.
That's how we do this. I got blamed.
It's like when you're at a job and something screwed up and the new boss comes in, you're like, yeah, it's the old boss. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, we could just blame the boss. This guy.
Oh, now you want to acknowledge I'm the boss. Now that there's like somebody to blame. Yeah, I see how it is.
You
In the
want to
future, that
acknowledge
works.
the lack of coordination
I can knock you back
between
to
all
punch.
of us
I'm
to
just
get
saying.
together.
I can do that.
Listen.
I run
I'm
the
already
group.
gonna dress up
I
as
can
one.
knock you back to pledge.
I'm gonna dress up.
All
as
he
one
needs
for
is the
October,
support of
so-
the other two members. You're back to pledge.
We'll
It's
get him
okay.
the other the dunce hat there, the little like Spanky wore, the little rascals.
Is it gonna
propeller
be
on
yellow
top.
and say pledge?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna have a little propeller on top.
Who's sweet?
And every time we flick it, we also gonna flick your ears.
Yay.
Anybody else on this one? Before we send them? Alright. Alright, folks, so thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I can't. It scares the general public when I gotta leave it on. I'll take it off later, though.
Alright.
That's what you see tonight. Anyway, enough about that. We'll catch you on the next one, folks. Thanks again for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Hope you like having my brother here. He's going to be on the next 2 podcasts after this one, so he'll be sticking around for 3 because we're going to film them all tonight with little TV magic. We'll get him out at different times. So,
John, gotta come back at some point.
does he?
I mean, we could replace him.
We
with
could just chuck him. I mean, let's take that up for a vote. I mean, if you'd rather see Steve than John, let me know. They both got beards.
Kidding.
Wow.
They both got beards. They
Kidding,
both
John.
wear glasses. I mean, I think we're close.
And he's
John's
shorter.
like 3 feet on me though.
But
Yeah,
you're shorter.
true.
You can get into
But-
places
no,
a little
no,
bit
no.
better.
You blend in with the group better because we're all closer in height.
Yeah. Good
See?
point. Bye, John.
We all fit better in the car too.
Yeah, but who's gonna reach the stuff on the top shelf?
I can still do that. We'll get them like the stupid
Grabbers.
Toms. The grabbers. There you go.
God.
We're good. No
I don't
problem.
need John anymore.
What I deal with.
All right, folks. Have a good one.